Andrea del Sarto. Andrea del Sarto, original name Andrea di Agnolo, born July 16, 1486, Florence, Italy, died before September 29, 1530, Florence. Italian painter and draftsman whose works of exquisite composition and craftsmanship were instrumental in the development of Florentine mannerism. His most striking, among other well-known works, is the series of frescoes on the life of St. John the Baptist in the Chiostro dello Scagio, c. 1515 to 1526. Andrea del Sarto. Andrea del Sarto is one of Browning's finest dramatic monologues. Andrea del Sarto, speaker of the poem, was a painter of 16th century. His wife is Lucrezia, whom he loved all his life for her beauty. He has commissioned by King Francis to decorate his palace, but Lucrezia felt tired of France's court and instead on their return to Florence. Andrea betrayed the king's confidence by building a house for Lucrezia with the money the king had given for the purchase of pictures. Lucrezia admired his art for its commercial value but was indifferent to his love. Technically, Andrea was a perfect artist and he was well known as a faultless painter. But his art lacks the divine spirit or the soul that many artists possess. Summary. The poem opens with Andreas pleading to his wife Lucrezia for a little consideration towards him. He intends to pass half an hour with him. If she does so, he will get up next morning fresh and cheerful. He admires the love lines of her hand. He also admires her smile and eyes. He thinks that Lucrezia has the harmony that an artist needs to paint a beautiful picture. Andrea then proceeds to speak about his own life. His life may be compared with twilight. What he wants to mean is that he lacks the divine inspiration in his life. For this reason, his artistic work is devoid of any divine touch. He tries to justify this failure by saying that human beings are completely in the hands of God. While human beings think themselves to be free, they are actually chained by the will of God. He then defines the nature and character of his art, of which his wife never cared to understand. So far as skill and craftsmanship are concerned, his work represents perfection. He can paint extemporaneously without any rough sketch. He can paint with the greatest ease and perfection that the other artists are unable to do. But while the other painters do not possess even half the artistic skill which he possesses, they are superior to him for one important reason. Other artists have the high ideals and can see the divine vision that he cannot see. It is true that the artists cannot materialize their ideals, but it is not a serious fault. Man should have high ideals, some of which will be fulfilled in the eternal life. He then compares himself with Raphael. Raphael is technically inferior to him, but he is superior to him for another reason. He has the spiritual insight that Andreas lacks miserably. Now Andreas shows a silly excuse for his failure to become an artist like Raphael. He accused Lucrezia in this regard. It is Lucrezia who could provide him the soul that is required to become an artist like Raphael. This argument becomes weak as we come to know that Raphael became a great artist without having wife. Andrea tells his wife to go out of the door for fear of meeting the French nobles because if they notice him there, they will whisper among themselves about Andrea's cheating the French king. He recalls the time that he spent at French court. The French king was very generous to him. Even the French nobles appreciate him highly. Still, he was not satisfied because he desired to have reward from Lucrezia. Still, he had to leave the French court only for Lucrezia. But he does not lament for that. Rather, he is very much satisfied to sacrifice something for her. In fact, to win her love is more important to him than making his mark in the world of art. It is getting dark and Andrea advised Lucrezia to come inside the house that he has built for her with the money he has received by cheating the French king. He tells her that he was haunted by conscience for cheating the king, but it is not a matter for him now because he has done it only to win her love. He insists her stay with him, but Lucrezia has to go because her cousin is waiting for him outside. She needs more money to pay the debts of her lover, her cousin. Even then, Andrea is ready to pay as much money as she needs only if she smiles for him. Andrea says that he has no regrets in his life, although he has cheated the French king and his parents died of want. Perhaps in the heaven he will be one of the 4 great artists, yet he will be different from others because his paintings have been modeled upon Lucrezia. In heaven, if he is faced with the two choices between artistic greatness and his wife Lucrezia, he will prefer the latter. Once again, the whistle is heard from outside. Andrea accepts the situation and asks Lucrezia to go and meet her lover.